just I can say I used to it. I mean, just like to this constant change, but still, I think I need some time, like alone, like no worries, to just relax and figure it out what I need to do in which order, you know. So that is missing a little bit. I don't know. I'm maybe because I am like this, but I would like to have this quiet of nothing, no responsibilities for, I don't know, few weeks maybe, and then I'm coming to my senses normally. But it's difficult for me to get this time somehow.
Okay. And Mina, hi Mina, welcome.
Hi Gary, hi Nadine, hi Magic, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, Mina. Long time no see.
Long time no see, I know.
I know, yeah. My little one started the ballet and it was Thursday. So when I take her, I was thinking I'd be able to do the Zoom when I'm waiting for her. But there's no place to sit down there. And then in the cold, I had to just walk around. But I can see that the Friday is not suiting lots of people.
Actually, Adina said it was okay. Everyone seemed to be fine. Only Limor couldn't do it on a Friday. She was the only one. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what we can do. So how's life, Mina? Is it going well? Is it going difficult, challenging at the moment?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I started work. I got 2 jobs. I'm doing home care. Like I was a healthcare assistant for 10 years, so I got job. And then I'm doing a part-time. I'm doing part-time cleaning job. There's a guest house, and I work today. I do 3 hours twice a week. So I do once during the week and then Sunday. And then home care I do every evening, Monday to Friday for 2 hours.
Okay.
So I started work 2 weeks ago, and I think I didn't realize that it's going to be hard on myself. But I still have to get back to the routine because everything is just feel like messed up at the moment.
Okay. So what would be your dream situation?
Well, I want to be able to have a part-time job that's because like now with the kids and the expenses is going up as well because they wanted to join some club. So my little one joined ballet and the other one joined swimming. So we have to pay for it and then you have to buy all the gear and things like that. So for me at the moment, I was just thinking if I'm able to get a job which is not too much pressure and just take it easy for maybe it's just starting to be like that. Yeah.
I get it. But what would be your dream situation?
At the moment, I don't know. I don't have a dream at the moment, but I just want to be able to. Don't ask me dream, Gary. I want to just find someone, meet somebody, and get married and just go and settle down. That's my dream.
And he has money, so you don't have to do any jobs.
I went on a date last Saturday, and this guy now, he has a very good job. He has a good job, but it's against us. He works in the Pfizer, the vaccination and the medication. He has 2 houses. He has 2 cars, a Mercedes and a BMW.
Right.
But the only problem is like, well, he's 51. Okay, he's 16-year-old older than me. I really thought that age is nothing, like it's just a number. But then when I was talking to him on the phone, we talked for a month really. We're chatting, I blocked him and I unblocked him. And then finally we met on Saturday. And then when I, like the photo that he sent me, and when I saw him, like I think he sent me a photo of himself 2 years ago. Maybe in his head, he thinks he still look the same. But when I look at him, I was like, is he the guy that I was talking to? I don't have the same like feeling, like, you know. So I was talking to my auntie and my mother, and they said to me, like, I sent a picture, and they say, well, he looks okay. But then for me, I said, like, do I deserve a 50-year-old? maybe he's too old for me, so I don't know how it's going to be. So we'll see.
You'll see. Maybe try not to make too many judgments at the beginning.
I know, that's true. And my auntie was saying to me, Mina, come on, you have 2 kids. What you expecting to get a young guy? I said, okay, I understand. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be with somebody for that reason.
I don't know what's
but
wrong with my laptop.
okay.
I know. I think I don't know. Maybe it's just. But no.
Are you gonna mute? Mina, you're on mute.
Yeah. I think he seemed to be a gentleman so far.
Oh, well, you've never had one of those before.
No, because like for him, he does ring me twice a day. And he does text me all the time to see how I'm doing, how kids are doing.
Wow.
Like, did I sleep well? And
That's
he
nice.
wanted to meet me again, but I couldn't because I'm working. So he seemed like even sometimes if I'm tired from work and I come home and I say I'm tired and I have dishes to wash, he says, don't worry about the dishes. You can do it tomorrow. Look after yourself. Go to bed. You know, so it's nice. Like when someone like talking to you so nicely and like you never had that before, you know?
Yeah, well, maybe he could be a nice friend anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Exactly.
But he said he's not into pen pal.
He's what?
He's not into pen pal.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah.
You'll see. Well, we're going to work on this card today. So it's the soul. Have you got that card? Maybe you've got it in front of you somewhere. Magic has. He's number 1 student today. That's it. It's nice, this card. So the soul. So yeah. Well, I'll read out the card actually and see what it says from the Frido page. So soul, I call it soul connection. Sometimes we connect to our intuition through ourself or even another person, animal or object, all giving us important messages to help us in life. When we feel this kind of support, we are able to completely trust ourselves and our situation. It's just like a child learning to swim or ride a bike. When they feel supported by a hand of another, this gives them the confidence to continue. Having support in one's life is so important. This kind of support comes from spirit and soul. It comes through such things like animals, nature, your home, your job, your skills and practices, even the organs inside your body and your inner self, to name a few. Recognize this support and where it comes from, as this will nurture and comfort you. Trust your own intuition is always looking out for you and will always tell you what you need to know through your senses, thoughts, and imagination. Trust in yourself and your universe. Affirmation: I trust everything supports me. I trust everything supports me. I trust everything supports me. So begin sensing your soul everywhere, in your body, in your home, the trees around you, the sky above, the sun that warms, the rain that cools, the air you breathe, and the people you know. So this is very beautiful. This is one of my favorite symbols in Frido, because it's the soul. It's like, for me, it's like, it's the soul for me is the most beautiful symbol. It's like, I have a soul. It's like you have a soul. It's like who you are. It's like actually the essence of who you are. You know, when you fall in love with someone, it's like you fall in love with their essence, really. You know, it's like their being. It's just you feel their soul. Not necessarily their look, you know, maybe their look, but that's more kind of from the brain and their personality. But there's something that deeper connection that goes on. It's like a connection. Like you might say, oh, I get on with the person, or I think they're really attractive. But it's like when you feel them, you kind of say, yeah, I just got this connection. It's like, and that's kind of more the soul connection. And in Frido, we would say, the soul is, your soul is everywhere. It's in everything, not just your body. Just like sometimes we think our soul is only in our body, because we're only used to being in our body. We're often just used to being in our body and our mind. We're not used to being in other places, like in trees or in our home or in our work, actually in other things. So to give you an idea, like if you're in your home right now, like where you are, like when you're not connecting to the soul within everything, within your home, it doesn't feel like anything. There's actually zero connection. It's just a piece of wood or bricks. You know, there's no feeling inside that space. And we often neglect that connection. We keep on not connecting consciously to everything around us. So if you can feel your soul in your home right now, like in every brick, every bit of wood, your chair you're sitting on, just try and get the sense of the feeling that your soul is in there. As soon as you start to begin to feel your soul in things, you might start feeling different, a little bit different, a little bit nicer. It's like, a little bit more kind of, this is quite a nice feeling. Now that's why some people say they can feel, they love their home. They got this, like their home is like, they can feel the soul of their home and things like this. But again, we go through life not connecting often. So the problem is when we're not connecting to everything, then we're not going to thrive, because it's our soul that actually gives us our purest energy in Frido. So it's this, without the soul we die. There wouldn't, nothing, we would not exist. It's our soul that actually breathes life. It's like the spirit. If you want to say spirit, that's another word, but soul is a bit more personal. Spirit kind of is more of a oneness. It's like spirit is one, is everyone. Soul is individual. It's like individual spirits, if you like. And that breathes life into us. A tree with no soul, the tree would die in Frido. So as the soul actually breathes life into us. So imagine if you could feel and connect consciously more to your soul that exists in everything, not just your body. Of course, your body, your organs, but also your surroundings, the air you're breathing. Imagine you can sense your soul in the air. And as you're breathing that air in, it's no longer just empty air. It's got something else in it. It's got something more powerful in it. It's got a part of you inside it. And the difference being is just practicing your intention and your practice of consciousness, that you can actually start to sense your soul inside everything and start to experience it. And the more you practice that, the more it will happen. Like anything, it's already there, it already exists, but we won't experience it until we make it more conscious. So even now, imagine as you're breathing in, feel your soul inside every atom that you're breathing. Just, use your imagination or your feelings. Try and have a sense of your soul inside the atoms that you're breathing in, the air. And it's a beautiful feeling, because as we start to recognize our soul in everything, we start to feel a lot of support, a lot of ease, a lot of trust. There's no panicking, there's no rushing. It's like, that's all I need to do is connect to my soul. That's enough. It relaxes me. It feels comfortable. The soul, of course, also connects to our intuition, because the soul is everywhere. It sees everything. So imagine if your soul is everywhere, actually it can see everything that's happening. That's why people who are very intuitive or psychic, they're often connecting to this space where they're connecting to the spirit or the soul, which is everywhere. So that's why they can see different things, because the soul and the spirit, it's not stuck in only now. It's in the past, it's in the future, all the time. It's everywhere. So that's why I can see the future often. A psychic can tell you futuristic things, because if they connect to their spirit or soul in the future, that soul can communicate back to them what it sees. And they practice this. Some people are born with that ability. It's just one of those abilities they're kind of born with. Other people can develop that kind of skill through a practice. So the soul is really like our personal life force. And if you can imagine, everything has got its own soul. So every person, like we've each got our own soul. A tree's got its own soul. Your home has got its own soul. But imagine also it's got everyone else's, including yours as well. So everything, your home, not only has your soul in it, but it has my soul in it. And it has everyone else's soul in it. It has the soul of the tree in it. So we start to get this kind of idea, this concept that, wow, there's all these souls, millions and millions and billions and trillions of souls of everything, within everything. So imagine inside your own body, every soul also exists. I'm a part of me. My soul is in you. Your soul is in me. And often when we meet somebody that we feel like, oh, I'm in love with them, because you feel your soul inside that person. And often you can feel their soul, because in Frido, the soul is what I call unconditional. It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't need a brain. It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't look like anything. It's like an energy of unconditionality, and it's pure. It's like a baby, a pure baby. Our soul is. And it doesn't, it's like God in a way. It doesn't judge anything. It's completely unconditional in its love, in its support. It's pure energy. So that's a really beautiful part of ourselves. And that's usually who we fall in love with someone. We recognize their soul, and also we recognize our soul in there. And it's like unstoppable. When you meet somebody where you both recognize each other's souls in each other, that's when you meet your kind of soul family or your soul mate or your soul lover, but it's a soul connection. And you can have that with friends, with your own family, when you love your children, that's because, again, you connect into your souls of each other. I might not like when my dad was alive, I didn't particularly like him as a personality, but I loved him because I felt his soul. I was born through him and I felt his essence. So that's why people say, I don't like my parents, but I love them. Of course, I love them. I don't like them, but I love them. See, it's a different connection. I don't like them because I don't like their personality. I don't like how they behave, maybe, this kind of thing. But their true essence is like, yeah, but they're my parents. Of course, I love them. Or they're my children. Of course, I love them. We don't have to like our children sometimes, but you know, but we love them. And I'm sure they feel the same towards us. So this is a very beautiful card to work on. You know, when we connect to this kind of energy, we become, everything becomes effortless. And because we tap into the source of ourself. So when I talk about spirit, I'm kind of talking about the source of the universe, which is something different to the soul energy. The soul energy is more like the source of yourself. The spirit, I would say, is the source of everything. Everything is one, the source of everything. But I would say the soul is the source of you and your life and your personal universe. So it's a similar kind of energy. So imagine when you connect to your soul, you're connecting to the source of yourself. It's like the most powerful battery in the world, and you'll just be energized all the time. If we can do that, we'll feel like, oh, like everything becomes so easy. And a lot of people don't like support. They feel they don't need it. I can do it by myself. You know, I don't need support. I'm strong enough. And it's a really stupid attitude. I'm saying stupid because it is actually. It's completely stupid to think we don't all need support. Otherwise, I would say, well, take your heart out of your body if you don't need support. Take your brain away. Take your kidney. In actual fact, you need every single part of your body. Otherwise, you're finished. So you need the support of everything in your body. You know, if you had no skin, but also it goes more. You also need the oxygen around you. You know, we actually need everything. We often don't think we do, but we do, because we're connected. The whole universe needs it. It's everything in it, every single thing. It's like a car engine. There's nothing, every single part of the car engine is needed. We don't always know why. Not everybody knows why if they don't know a car engine. And we don't always know why we need a seat or a chair to sit on, or why we've got hair. Do we need it? But in freedom, we say, of course we do. We need everything, and everything needs us. That's the beauty. We need each other. And when everything realizes it needs each other, we start looking after everything as well. So that's another benefit when we realize we need everything and everything needs us. We start taking care of everything, ourselves and other things in our life, our homes, you know, our everything we start taking care of. So we're going to do the first exercise, which is in a minute, which is called mind communicating. So it's a practice of communicating to our soul in a very specific way. So we're going to be choosing our symbol for today, because we're going to be connecting to our soul through our symbols that we're going to choose. So think about a symbol you want to work with today. So your word that you're choosing to work with can be any, it doesn't matter. It's always the same thing with Frido. The card doesn't have to connect to the word. Just find the word that you feel like is most important for you in your life right now, that you would like to improve. That's always the same in Frido. Is it, do you want to improve your work life, your financial life? Do you want to improve your anger or fear or love or happiness? Improve your... Oh, sorry, did someone say something? No?
Gary, I never worked with this word, inner child. Can we work with that?
So what I'd suggest is either working with the word inner or child.
If I'm saying to myself, like my inner child, like the childhood that I had, maybe I need healing from there. So what word I will really choose?
Well, you decide, but you could use the word inner or child or another word if you want, your soul or your, doesn't matter really, but whatever resonates with you. They're probably all very important to work with, but they're different. The word inner and the word child, they'll each take you on a slightly different journey. They'll include each other, but they'll also include other things that that they wouldn't if you put the two words together. Because the word child would include your inner child, but it would also include child, any other, your own children, perhaps, you know, all children, perhaps. And the word inner could also connect to child, but also lots of other things that's inner. Your inner self.
Yeah, inner. Or two backwards.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. And magic?
So I choose the word rest.
Okay, nice. And
balance.
Give yourself your percentage. Check it out also in your body as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to practice this automatic writing, it's called. So it's the way it's like writing a message on a piece of paper. So you're going to write down a message like you were writing a message to your symbol. So Nadine, you would write, you know, dear message, dear balance, you know, dear inner, you know, dear rest, or to rest, however you would write a letter to your symbol. And then you would write just an automatic letter, whatever you want to write or share or communicate to your symbol. This is a great opportunity, and try and be automatic with it as well. Don't try and overthink what you should be saying or shouldn't be writing. Sometimes just by begin writing whatever comes to you and see what happens, see what comes out. And just write a nice message, you know, it could be half a page or, you know, 10 lines or whatever, 15 lines of words. The beauty is you don't have to send this letter. So that's why letter writing is very powerful. If you want to communicate to somebody something a bit challenging or you're not sure, this is a great way of doing it, because you don't have to send it if you don't want to. And you can also change things in a letter. And again, just be bold, be brave if you need to, you know, just share exactly what you feel you want to share to your symbol. Maybe you want to thank it for different things, what it gives you. Maybe there's some appreciation towards it, you know, how cool it is in your life, how cool it's been in your life, maybe. Perhaps you want to ask it to do something for you, to help you in some way. And remember, you can always write to your symbol again and again and again. So it doesn't have to be one letter only. You can do it every day if you want a different letter, or once a month, or whenever you feel like it, as well as any other symbol, of course. So this is a great tool that you can use if you want to connect to any symbol of yours. It's a wonderful tool. Or sometimes if you've got a problem with somebody and you can't communicate to them verbally, like the usual way, then writing this letter to them is also very powerful. It's a tool that's sometimes used in situations where somebody wants to say something to their parent and they're embarrassed, or they can't, maybe they'd like to be angry with their dad and they can't share that. So, or their partner, maybe they've got a lot of anger towards their ex-partner and they can't really say it to them. But this is a great way of expressing that energy through the writing. It can be very powerful and can release a lot of that stuff, as well as loving stuff. It could be something that you'd just like to share, but you can't, a loving message to somebody and you'd like to do it. So you just write it down. This can be quite beautiful. Because in fact, by doing that, you will connect to them in a different way, on a much different way, a soul level. It's good if you're having a problem with somebody as well to do this technique, rather than talking to them and having a problem, where you can't communicate. It's like, just write this because it's a way to connect to their soul, which is great. And then when you're ready, sign it off from you, of course, whether you say all my love, magic, or, best regards, or whatever, just sign it off how you want to sign it off. Maybe even put a date in at the top of your letter, or at the bottom of your letter, wherever you want to put it. So you've got a date there as well. It's nice to look back on sometimes. And then what we'll do is just to activate that energy a bit more, because we're trying to really go deep into this message and this connection to the soul of our symbol. So I'm going to ask you, if you're okay with it, of course, is to share your letter. If there's anything too embarrassing on it, that's okay. You can skip it. But it makes it even more powerful because you're putting it out there. You're actually putting the energy now out. You don't always have to do this, but this helps activate the energy even more. It makes it feel different, doesn't it? Suddenly, when you're doing it by yourself, it's a bit easier. But when you start sharing it, it becomes maybe a bit more challenging for some people. So maybe we'll start with Magic, if he would like to share his message.
Yes, yeah.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
Sure.
So, dear Rest, I would like to know you better. Tell me, please, how I can get familiar with you. I didn't experience you for a quite long time, so please, if you can reveal your strength and power, so I can get more understanding and pleasure. Please bring me peace of mind and help me to understand how I should find my own rest and be fed up with it, so I wouldn't be searching for answers constantly. Have a good time, Maciek.
Nice, Magic. That's nice. Feel good, doesn't it? It's nice to share that.
Yeah, it was really nice. It's like talking to yourself, actually, but from a different perspective, like you are looking at yourself.
Exactly. And also by being witnessed, you reading it, that makes it more powerful as well. It really does. Because, you remember your soul is in us. So, it's kind of connecting to your soul outside of yourself when you're sharing it with others, because in a way, you're sharing it to your soul over here as well.
Yeah, I think this connection with the soul, or I don't know, higher consciousness, you can say probably also, it is only happening when you're forgetting about anything else. it's like you said, like you are in love, yes, because people are getting in love, they're seeing their own souls, because they don't worry about the job, about food or anything else. All those regular stuff are somewhere else. So then your soul, your true self, so to say, is revealed. And I think in this exercise is the same, but it's like you are focusing. This is like a purpose. You're doing this in purpose. You're not like you don't behave automatically. You're just deciding how you would like to behave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Nads, would you like to share your? I'll go on mute.
Yeah. Dear Balance, I'm very grateful that most of my life you really supported me. I feel balanced almost every day, and that's a very nice feeling. Today I feel a bit imbalanced because I have a lot on my mind, but that makes me even more appreciative when you're there. Thank you for keeping me calm most of the time and helping me have a stressless and relaxed life. Love, Nadine. Yeah, it feels really nice because I mean, I've never did it before. So it's like, yeah, it's really interesting. Also, because
Gary, your microphone, Gary, is up.
Both of you are mute. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because today I felt a bit, I don't know, just a bit, yeah, maybe imbalance or whatever, and then I don't even know where it came from. And then when I wrote the letter, I thought, oh yeah, it's like I have quite a lot of things to think about at the moment, so I could really feel where it comes from. So that was quite nice.
Nice, thanks, Nad.
We can't hear you, Gary.
You're mute.
I was just saying, when you've got a lot of things you're going on, you're trying to balance them all. Of course, it's obvious you're going to find it hard to stay in balance when you've got lots of things happening at the same time. So that's good to observe. Yeah, it's a good observation. It's like, at least when you know why you're not in balance, it feels better, because you think, oh, I've got a reason. You know, there's a good reason I'm off balance, because I can't. I'm trying to balance so many things. So that sometimes just recognizing the why can be powerful as well. And also, I feel like when you recognize why, it tunes you into, oh, can I now work on each area better to bring them back into balance again. So sometimes you've got more focus to work on those things as well. But anyway, that's nice. And how about Mina?
Mine is Ina. So I have, dear Ina, I know you are here with me, always with me. I never realized you exist, but you do. I have never showered my love towards you, and for that reason today you are here unhealed. You had feelings that was never shared. You are in pain, you are suffering. But now that I know, I realize you are here within me. I'm here to help you heal and to be who you need me to be for you. But for me to do all this, you will have to bear with me and work with me to get where we need to be. I want to say I'm here for you. Together we are stronger. Thank you for being you. Yours, Nina.
That's nice. Nadine's saying that's beautiful, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Could hear her. That's beautiful, isn't it? That's cute. How does that feel?
Yeah, I think it is so kind of emotional, because I remember I was talking to my mother this morning and was talking about the past with her, and I was able to share how my childhood was, and I questioned her when she was telling me how her relationship was with my dad, and she said to me there was no love as a couple. There was never love, and they never lived like a couple, you know. And my father was so aggressive towards her. So I asked her why you didn't leave, you know, and I think she was quite teary when I said that to her. I said, like, why did you stay? So then she said to me, she had 3 kids, and for her to leave at that time, it was hard on her. Where would she go? She will have to rent, she will have to go to work. And especially now in my country, how men are, if they know there's a single woman with kids out there, they go and knock on the door because they just want to, you know. So then she said to me, but today I'm here, and again, like I think Asian woman, I don't know now, I'm saying Asian woman, for us to know, to have someone in our life is to be secure. Like we look for that security in our life where we will have someone to settle down and be able to have a house, you know. So like in my country, woman doesn't go to work. They get married to a man where that man will get you, like you will have a house and all. But then my mother said to me, if I left today, I wouldn't have a house. But then I said to her, because of that house, that our childhood was ruined, you know, but she didn't realize at that time. So I think since yesterday, talking about myself and my childhood and where I need healing. So I never realized like writing a letter like this will make me like feel strong and able to talk to myself, like the part of healing that needs to be done. So I think this letter has made me really feel that our life is not just living, it's about everything, healing, like balancing. So yeah, it's emotional, but we'll be there.
Oh, that's lovely. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
See, they're very powerful. These simple processes are much more powerful than sometimes we know or we think. That's why I always try to get into the practice of practicing them, because they're all easy. They're not difficult to do. And they're very, very powerful. Yeah. So that's great. Really nice. So let's see if we can go even a bit deeper into connecting it. So the way you can connect more deeply to your message is by regularly reading it to yourself, like, you know, practice for this week. Read it every day or twice a day. The more you read it, kind of the more you'll kind of connect to it. If you can read it to others, that's great as well, because you know now it's very powerful reading it out to someone. You know, Mina, you can read it to your kids, or, you know, it's a very beautiful thing. And, you know, when you read it to your kids, you see, that will deepen your connection to your own children, because they will feel that. It's like they'll feel it as well, because there's a part of them that's in this whole story, in your symbol, actually, in fact. So it's a beautiful way to connect to people by reading it to them, and they can really understand you when you read it. You know, they can feel your soul coming through those letters, like we've all read them today, and we can all feel quite something special when someone reads it to us, because it's really coming from their soul. So that's why it feels so deep, every person's message today. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do the ritual, because the sharing it was the so I forgot to mention, but the sharing it was called body supporting, and that was the sharing which we've just done, like sharing of the letter. So writing it was the mind exercise, mind communicating, and when we then read it out to each other, that I call body supporting. It was the body exercise, so it brings it more into the body. It makes it more kind of real. And when I'm in a group of people, when I'm doing a retreat or a physical workshop, we do a little variation where we either choose an object or your letter, in fact, and lay your body on the letter. So that's really nice when you actually just lay on it. That's very powerful as well. So I'd encourage you to do that, like maybe in bed tonight, just put it under your pillow, or so it's supporting your head or under your body. So it gives another feeling of support and connection. If you even sat on it now, you know, you'd feel something. You'd feel the energy of it underneath you. So that's a really nice one. And then another thing we do in a group, sometimes one of you would lay on the floor and we would all lift you off the ground. So you would kind of just imagine your symbol. Maybe you would have your letter on your body and we would lift you and just support your whole body weight. And that feels wonderful as well. That's a really beautiful feeling, to be supported. I mean, it's really nice anyway, with or without your symbol, you know, just if someone's carrying you. It's like a baby carrying a baby. It's so nice to be carried. It's an amazing feeling when your physical body is actually carried by others. So that's a really nice thing to do as well. You know, if you get a chance, get a group of people to just pick you up, because there's a lot of trust there as well you need. So it builds trust as well in others. So then we get onto the ritual, which I like to practice regularly. Soul breathing, I call this one. So again, the way to do this is you don't have to have your letter with you. You could do for today's journey, because you've written the letter, you could have it on your body, maybe just to feel it on your body somewhere. So it's very close to you, but you don't have to. Otherwise, you can practice this anytime. And find an object that you can give a squeeze, something you can kind of squeeze somehow.
Can you give me squeezy?
Yeah, I got the squeezy, the freezy. Yeah, something you could, doesn't have to squeeze it. I mean, you could just press it, but as long as you get a feeling that you can squeeze it somehow. And that's going to represent your symbol. So whatever your symbol is, that's representing it. And then as you start breathing, we're just going to breathe through our nose. And as you squeeze the symbol, breathe in. And as you release the symbol, breathe out. So breathe in and squeeze, and breathe out and release. And just practice that for a while so you get that kind of flow going. So as you're breathing in, you're squeezing your symbol. As you're breathing out, you're releasing your symbol. And they're kind of doing it at the same time. So it's like the same time. You're breathing and squeezing, releasing and releasing your breath as well. And just get comfortable with it. So you kind of, it's easy, it becomes. Just feel very comfortable. It's very simple. And I want you to imagine, as you're doing this, imagine your symbol that you're squeezing, it's the object. As you're squeezing it and you're breathing in, it's breathing into you, isn't it, at the same time? So as you're squeezing it, it's kind of breathing. It's breathing out because you're contracting it. So it's kind of breathing out and it's breathing energy into you. So you're squeezing and it's breathing energy into you. Imagine it's like breathing into you. And when you breathe out, you're breathing energy into your symbol and you're releasing it. So it's filling up. Imagine it's like a body as well, just like a duplicate body. So you're breathing in and out of each other. So when you squeeze, it's breathing into you and you're filling up with oxygen. And then you're breathing into it and it's filling up with your energy. And just focus on that idea, that concept. Feel your symbol breathing into you. And then feel yourself breathing into your symbol. And you're kind of breathing together. So you're helping each other breathe in and out. You're doing it as a team, a partnership. As you're breathing in, you're helping yourself breathing, but also your symbol's helping you breathe by breathing into you. And when you're breathing into your symbol, you're helping your symbol breathe, and your symbol's also helping itself breathe in. Breathing becomes easier when your soul is breathing with you. And this is so good for the body. It's so healthy, breathing in this way. It's probably, for me, it's the most healthy breath work in probably all the Frito breathing. For me, this is one of the most healthy and energizing in a very beautiful way, a very gentle, easy way. There's no effort involved because you're helping each other breathe, so it becomes more effortless. When you've got the support from others or from your soul, then life becomes a lot easier and we're supported by others. But the beautiful thing is we don't need to rely on anybody else apart from our own soul. So we can do this anytime. We don't need anything else. This is enough. Just by doing this ritual, you'll get all the support you need. And gradually you'll start to feel over time, not just your symbol, your object that's breathing into you, but your soul that's in everything. Imagine your soul that's in every single thing is also breathing into you as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're breathing into your soul within everything. So your whole world starts to breathe with you. You need your world to breathe into you, and your world needs you to breathe back into it. Just like a tree needs us, our out breath, and we need the tree's out breath. Because when the tree's breathing out, it's breathing out its own toxin that we need, oxygen. And then we breathe that in and we breathe out a toxin that the tree needs as its oxygen. It's so beautiful. Such perfect harmony. You can just gently begin to feel your whole universe of soul breathing into you as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're breathing in all that beautiful energy into everything, every soul, every part of your soul in the whole universe. And it's amazingly cleansing and healing, this breath work. You might feel some resistance to begin with. There might feel some discomfort until there's a point where it just becomes really pure feeling. If it doesn't feel very easy, it just means things are healing. Things are purifying through this process. This can clear your thoughts. It can clean your thoughts. Not clear them, but clean them. Clean your body organs. It's like going and doing a nice clean of your home, of your life, your relationships, cleaning your relationships. And when you're ready, you can go on a bit longer if you want to. That's fine. And those of you who are ready, if you want, can gently bring yourself back to the space where we'll start to look at our learning affirmation. So like I said, when you're ready, start to fill into the key learning for you for today's journey. Some people will say, I've got lots of learnings, and I say, well, you can write them all down. That's fine. But at the end of it, we'll reduce it, we'll condense it into a short sentence. But some people need to offload because they might have lots of learnings. Or sometimes with practice, sometimes you just get a very quick, clear learning. And then if it's not short enough already, make it into a very short sentence as possible, 5 or 6 words. And then once you've done that, of course, then you convert it into a learning affirmation. So it's a process that we go through when we're doing this, to go from brainstorming all your learning to condensing it into a nice short learning, and then changing that into a learning affirmation. It's the learning affirmation that is the point. It's very important to get that learning affirmation. And always remember, you've got all these journeys you're doing every week that you can use. You can use every single journey to choose a different symbol. You could spend the rest of your life. You'd have enough journeys already to spend the rest of your life exploring different words with all these journeys. You could explore 30 different symbols just on this one journey today, and all the other ones we've done. I think this is our 19th, I think it's our 19th, 2020. Yeah, our 19th journey today, from the beginning. From the very beginning, I don't think magic joined the very beginning, but the beginning of Frido, the body.
It did? It did?
Oh, yeah. We're on the actual 19th card of Frido today, 25 altogether. So you've already got 19 different mind exercises, 19 body exercises. You've got 19 rituals already you can practice. So if your life's not going to plan or not going fast enough, you've got all those tools you can use. I guarantee they work. They really work. They might not work, you know, massive. They might not work straight away, but I can guarantee they're powerful and they work for me. Even when I'm having a really difficult time, sometimes just doing one journey can shift my energy like that. Sometimes it takes a few. It depends how deep my challenges is going. But they'll get there. They get there eventually, usually faster than I think. So you got your learning affirmation, and of course you've got your learning affirmations. You've now got 19 learning affirmations. So they're great to look back on. They're good to practice. I wouldn't even say look back on. They're good to keep on going through and having a little practice. And the reason why I say these journeys we've all done, that should be your most important book in your life. You know, you'll read lots of books and different things, YouTube videos, but in fact, this is the most important book of your life because this is exactly about you. This is your personal journey. Every journey you've done is holding so much information. Every time you go back over your journeys or repeat the affirmations or repeat the ritual, you're going deeper into the most important book of your life, you know, yourself. It's like you're creating your own Bible, I would say. It sounds a bit weird, but that's how I would look at it. It's like your own Bible with every answer in. And the more you study that book, you study your journeys, the deeper you understand. Like people who are religious, they study the Bible for years. You know, this is a way to study yourself. You've now got a book that you can actually use to study and practice, learning more about yourself, deepening your abilities. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And all you got to do is if you keep on doing that, everything around you will start to change. Always work from within, you know, develop yourself in order to change the outside world. You know, don't go out there, come in here, work on this kind of, you know, yourself in this way, in this particular way. So give yourself an action that you can do to prove your learning affirmation is true. You know, if you're not carrying out your actions previously, give yourself an easier one, you know, you can do immediately. Even if you can do it straight away. If you're one of these people who kind of go after the session and forget, some people do that. I sometimes do it. You know, give yourself something you can do straight away even. That's why I often ask you to do something in front of us because it's done. Something at least is done. And it's quite good to go through your journeys and see what actions you gave yourself and see if you actually did them. And maybe if you haven't done them, maybe challenge yourself if you want to, of course. You know, you might think that's not relevant anymore, that action from 6 months ago, but you might think, actually, I never did it. And I think I need to do it still. You might realize you've still not done it. And that's why your life hasn't maybe shifted in that particular way. It's waiting for you to kind of put some action into it. Give yourself a percentage, of course, now. You know, Frido is a work in progress. It's like continuously working on ourselves. And it's slowly. So it's just week by week, we're just planting more seeds that will grow, do grow and are growing. Sometimes our seeds are growing, but we don't see it yet. We don't see the fruits of our labor always immediately. So as long as we know we're doing stuff all the time, those fruits will eventually appear when they're ready. But keep on planting seeds, keep on working on ourselves. Just like growing, you know, vegetables or corn or wheat. You know, it can take a whole year of preparing the land and feeding the earth and taking care of the vegetables, and eventually they grow. But sometimes it takes time. So we need to do that to our own lives. Just take time nurturing ourselves, working on ourselves, and creating a beautiful life, a beautiful harvest. The harvest of our labor, the fruit of our labor is our life, you know, that's all. And our life become more beautiful. That's showing us the fruits of our hard work. Because it's funny, people work hard on lots of things. You know, you'll go and clean houses, you'll work hard on earning money. But, you know, if we put that same hard work into developing ourselves, working on ourselves, this would be the best thing we could be working on. But people don't. They use all their energy working on other things. And then we're going to kind of come around and do our final share. So maybe Nadine can start.
Yeah. My learning, I actually had quite a few learnings, but the one I chose is everything is perfect. Because from all, yeah, I felt a bit stressed and so today, but then in the end I thought, yeah, actually, even if it feels quite if I'm stressed right now, but everything just like really works out. Like we plan to go to Mexico, or we planned this retreat in the Canary Islands, and then we just finished everything, and then these new rules came, and that now we cannot go to Spain. So I thought that's really annoying. Just finished everything, found the people like who come and so, and then yeah, and suddenly our plans are like, yeah, just smashed. And now we planned another thing in Mexico, and now just everything seems to flow. So we found flights, we found accommodation. So it's like, yeah, I mean, we could be desperate and be sad, but we just said, yeah, let's just find something else. And then I thought everything is just perfect. You just need to go with the flow. Like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, it wasn't meant to be that we go to the Canaries. So Mexico is also not so bad. Yeah, so that's my learning. And usually I do in the morning when I do my yoga, then I also do like a little meditation. It's like a great, I don't know, like a great to be grateful or appreciation meditation or something. And this I feel really balanced me when I see like I'm so grateful for so many things, and I haven't done this, like I think not for the last 3 days, and then today I feel really unbalanced. So I thought, yeah, when we did this exercise, I really felt like grateful for the balance I have usually in my life and for everything which is usually just flowing. So that was quite beautiful. And yeah, the percentage from 72 to 80. Yeah.
That's nice, Nadine. That's lovely, beautiful to hear. Yeah, we had a really major madness. Yeah, we spent a month organizing this retreat on the Canaries, and then it all just smashed in a day. So it was quite stressful because Nadine organized a lot of things. We did loads of work on it, and then we just thought, well, let's do it in Mexico. The funny thing is, that's where you wanted to go in the first place. That was the original plan, to do it in Mexico. And then I kind of said, well, let's do it on the Canaries, make it a bit simpler this year. So that's quite funny, isn't it? Should have stuck to your intuition, Nadine. I should have listened to your intuition, as always. You were right. But yeah, so yes, it's been a lot of work, but it doesn't matter. It's like, that's what life's about, just working and getting things done. Okay, so Mina, What would you like to share yourself?
Yeah, I think after 3 weeks coming back to Fudo has really make me, I just feel like, why did I not come last 3 weeks? Because it's really helped me every time I come on Fudo. And I think today what we did was really hurtful, painful for me. Well, yeah, I really like it today, and I don't know why, and I just feel like crying. Well, I'm not going to cry anyway. But yeah, that was hard, I think, for me to do. But again, like coming to do this today, especially talking about my own suffering and pain, sharing, and doing this letter has really make me able to talk. You know, like I said, I was talking to my mother, but then talking to her was the same like sharing, because normally, like you said, Gary, I think it's a good thing to do, to write message or to write letters, because for me, I believe like I need people to talk to, which I don't have, and for me to be able to share, like, you know, like there's no one for me to talk to share how I feel. So I think it's a great thing to do. And I think you did told us before as well that we should be doing that, but maybe I forgot about it. And I think from now on, whenever I want to share anything, how I feel, instead of looking for someone, I better just write it down. Like you said, just write to our symbol. And yeah, this is really helpful. Like my percentage, like I was 5% because I had no clue about my inner. Anyway, so from 5, I'm 20 now, because I understand where I am, where I'm coming from, and what I should do. My affirmation, it was hard for me to find an affirmation for the word inner. So I was like, the inner me, the inner power. I am with my inner, but then I think I got it, my inner strength. So that's going to be my affirmation. And the action that I'm going to take for this, I think it's just going to be self-love and self-care. And I think self-love is what I really need. And what I can do, maybe go for nature walk. I used to go to work every day when I used to go to school, but now I'm doing a course, I'm doing study, working. It's not like I don't have time. I can if I want to. But I think I have to start again, doing meditation, going to the beach, sit down, and like you said, go back with the books that we have done, like all these Creed Essential Notes for 19. I think I missed 3 or 4, but we still have the YouTube there. So yeah, that was hard. That was tough today. Well, I'll be there. I'll get there. Yeah. Thank you.
Well done. I didn't realize it was that hard for you today, so that's really amazing.
Yeah.
And that was, it sounded nice, you know, when you said about your mother, it felt like you opened a lot of stuff with that story as well with your mum.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, I should say I'm 37, and why does this upset me so much? Like every time I talk about my childhood, it's just like, God, I don't know why it's so hard for me, like to forget. Like yesterday, I was talking to my mother, and my mother said to me, like, it's not only you who went through it; it's my brother and my sister as well. But they're living their lives. Like they don't even think about the past. It's only me. And why do I have to keep thinking about it? And it affects me a lot.
Well, there's usually something, the reason why the past comes up is because there's something we still need to look at or learn from. In my experience, always, if there's something that comes back up for us and it keeps on repeating, you know, coming up, we're missing something. You know, we're not seeing something. We need to still heal from it. You know, it's still coming up. So there's something there we still need to learn from, whatever that is, and you'll find it one day. But you know, it's like, I think it's also learning to live with our past, because it can't disappear. It's already happened. So it's not like it's going to disappear ever. Sometimes it's learning to live with it and be okay with it, and know that, also recognize the past doesn't have power over us because it's in the past. It doesn't have any power. It can't do anything. It can only give us memories. Maybe feelings can come into our body, but we've got to remind ourselves that we've got the power. And also, like, sometimes I learned that I don't know, many different things about my past. It's like sometimes I can resent it. That's all right. Sometimes be angry at it. Feel really angry sometimes at my past, some things. And then I can feel really grateful about even the same things that I'm angry about. So what you find in life is, it doesn't matter if it's the past, the present, or the future. It's all Frido. Frido is exactly the same, whether it's past, present, future. Makes no difference. Nothing makes any difference. You're going through stuff with your past. Someone else is going through stuff in their present. Someone else with something else. So everyone's going through stuff, whatever we want to label it as. So all we're trying to do is understand it more and improve all those things that's coming up for us. So, you did the past regression, the past card, we've done that. That's past regression. That's a great one for you to do. You've probably done it. Maybe you've done it a few times. I don't know. I guess you have. But again, you could do it with different symbols, because when you do it with one symbol, you're just looking at that history of that one symbol. You're not looking at the history of other symbols in your life. So, for example, if you take your inner and go back and do the past regression, you'll have memories that come up, connect, like you did today, connected to that. So there's always things we're missing. So that's why we can keep on going back to the past and find different things, different layers. So it's not like you just do it one time. You can keep on going back. You can go back with different symbols. You can use the same symbols. You might find different things every time you go back. So this is what I'm saying. You've got all the techniques and tools you can use. Use them. You don't need to wait for me. But yeah, you're doing well anyway. Keep on reminding yourself how well you're doing. That's the important thing. Remind yourself that we live in an eternal life. So there's no rush. We'll get there. We'll all get there sooner or later. It doesn't matter. It's the journey that's important, because if we don't learn through our own experience, we're not going to be able to teach it to anyone else. So we have to go through it in order to teach others. So for you to go through the pain, you will be helping your children by you going through your own challenges. You're going to be helping them, because you'll know how to support them when they have their time. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for your kids. That's why I always think that as well with whoever's got children anyway. I always say, do it for them. Go through your challenges, because it's going to help your children, and not only your children, but every future generation. And also remind yourself the challenges you go through and you heal through is also helping your past. It's helping break things in the past, break energies, bond with your mother, for example, it healed the past, also generations, I would say. On a spiritual level, I would say it heals everything. Everything that you heal now will heal a whole line right back to the beginning of the universe. Every time we go through a challenge and we heal and we transform, we're actually transforming the whole past of the universe and the future, in fact. So it's so important to recognize what we're doing in our lives, our challenges, how we're dealing with them, what we're doing, how we're getting through them. It's amazing. It's a miracle that we're here, and it's going to be even more of a miracle that we're staying here, and we're going to do things. We're going to go and change things. That's going to be such miracles happening. So when we're having a bit of a like a victim energy coming in, or we're feeling a bit sorry for ourselves, or a bit overwhelmed, a bit weak, a bit kind of whatever, giving up, it's like we've got to keep on reminding us that this is when we need to remind ourselves, hey, we're amazing. We are amazing. Amazing. You know, we're taking this journey as well. Some people close their eyes to it. They'll drink alcohol, they'll have drugs, they'll try and, you know, whatever, they'll marry someone rich thinking that will get rid of it all. And, you know, exactly. But we're warriors. We're kind of truth warriors to find out our own truth and our own paths. That's all we need to keep on remembering. We're living on our path. Challenging, yes. You know, doable, yes. As long as we've got the right support and we've got, you know, we develop our abilities. Eventually, we want to develop our abilities that we're amazing. You know, we can deal with everything with ease. There was a time when I would not be able to change the recent thing with my retreats. You know, I'd be more of a mess 10 years ago. I'd give up. I wouldn't bother. It's like now it's just a lot easier. I can do it in a minute. You know, it took a day or two or 3 or 4 days to get someone on to rent the boat out and do this and do that. So yeah, as we develop our abilities, things just get a bit easier, you know, to change. And you know, it doesn't mean things aren't going to still be problems. You know, that can still happen. Eventually they won't. You know, the more developed we get, the more you'll see like magic starts to happen. Like things start to, which they do every day. We forget the magic that goes on every single day that we just forget about because we're too focused on, you know, different issues going on. Like you might be having some issue and then you think, oh, actually my kids were really good today. It's like, wow, that's like a miracle. And we forget that. So I often try and remind people of when they're having a little bit of a challenging time to just kind of remind themselves, slow down, you know, praise themselves, take a bit of time bigging themselves up a little, you know, a bit and stuff. Because without high self-esteem, we've had it, we're finished. So if we're not feeling confident and good self-esteem, believing in ourselves, that's what we need to prioritize. You know, do I believe in myself? That's the first thing we need to start feeling into before we do anything else. So if you ever feel like you're getting a bit overwhelmed, come back to yourself and come back to working on yourself again, because that then increases the self-esteem again. Once we've got the self-esteem, we can then handle things. So always come back to the self-esteem, working on myself, feeling good. And you know what? The other thing I've noticed is things continue often without us even doing anything. You know, things just happen sometimes. So we don't always have to be working to make things happen. You know, sometimes if we just stop worrying about them, things don't get any worse even. They just find their way. The job's still there. You know, we're still managing to get the money coming in somewhere. You know, it doesn't always help, even stressing about it. Things sometimes just take care of themselves. Anyway, there we go. Just a few words of hopefully encouragement. And we've got the group here. You know, always share with the group. I'm sure you can always talk to the group, put it on the group messenger. If anyone's having a hard time, just say, hey, I'm having a tough time. You know, I'm sure there'll be people that reach out or even just kind of give you some nice energy. So that's what the group's for as well, which is cool. So thanks, Mina. So no, you're doing amazing. Yeah. You know, I think you have to recognize, like Nadine, when you're handling a lot of things, sometimes you're entitled to be overwhelmed, you know, so like Nadine's been today or yesterday, and you know, you've got 2 children that you're bringing up on your own, you know, without really a father, without support, without your no family. So you've got to remember that all the time, and remember how big that is, because I know that's big. You know, it's a huge thing. So keep on kind of reminding yourself, you know, you're doing well. However badly you think you're doing, you're actually doing amazingly well just by bringing up kids. I mean, your kids are, whatever you think of them, you know, they're gorgeous. They're lovely kids, you know. So you might want to kill them. But they're great kids. They're growing up. They're, you know, they're healthy. They're getting on with their lives. They're, you know, and that's because of you. You're bringing them up, you're giving them a chance in life. And same with Magic and whoever. So yeah, well done.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, you're a winner already. So Magic, so anything to share?
So I was actually in the same state of mind as Mina. I mean, I was also overwhelmed. Like it was eventually became too much. Started like 1 year ago. Before I had like I knew what to do every day. I didn't really expected too much from myself. I knew my place, so to say. And then I realized this is not my place. And everything started. So today, that's why today my symbol was rest, as I constantly something was going on, and I couldn't like collect myself and focus on one thing only. And for me, as I know myself, I need like quiet and this time and space so I can decide when I want to do it. Not that someone is telling you, oh, now you have 3 hours, you can do it now. No, it's not really working with me like this. Never worked like that. I need to decide, okay, today is the day that I will do my cleaning, for example. Yeah, or today is the day that I feel really good for studying. And but it was like I didn't felt that this is the day for cleaning, so I didn't clear my desk. So I didn't felt later that this is the day for studying because my desk was not cleaned, and so on and so on, and the other stuff were happening and responsibilities. I needed to. I knew that I needed to reprogram myself, but I didn't knew how to start it. I had the tools, but I didn't really had the confidence and time and this feeling of this is the right time to do it. And I had lots of habits. Probably my approach, I mean, very likely for sure, my approach to relationship wasn't the healthiest one. And I needed to stop also blaming other people for my situation. I needed just to stand up for myself. And it was until now, it was so many things are happening, money, also work. So I just needed to create like new me. And it was really challenging. And now I'm coming to this point that I got the big picture, how where my journey will lead me if I will stick to it. But still, I need this second breath. And what I realized today with this breathing exercise and squeezing, again, when I'm forgetting about this, when I do those breathing meditations exercise, that it brings me really to this kind of state that I feel really calm, like stoned, so to say, but without getting dizzy, but just really like peaceful in the moment. And this repetition of breath is bringing me to that state really easily. And I don't know why. I'm just like, when I had some kind of problems, I don't go there. So my affirmation is the rest in your breath, and action is to do breathing exercises in the morning. After I will wake up, maybe brush my teeth, I will sit down, and at least for 15 minutes, I will do this to get familiar with this kind of feeling, that this feeling exists, so I wouldn't avoid it or I wouldn't forget it if I will need it. So it brought me lots of thoughts about my situation today, today's journey. And yeah, I think I still have lots of things to process, because my mind now, I think, went into the different state as today. Like, I'm more observing myself and others, and that's why sometimes I have difficulties to maybe not to communicate, but maybe to connect, because I know, like, from the beginning, or I have this feeling that it wouldn't be good for me if I will connect with that person, but I'm doing it for the purpose of I don't know, for of studying or something, which is a little bit silly, I think, but I need to stop doing it, because this will bring me more drama and problems, which I actually don't need at the moment. I need to focus on myself, as I got comfortable standing up for myself, speaking up the truth. It brought me also lots of troubles, yeah, but I getting used to it also. So it's actually a good thing. I'm not really avoiding it, but I realized that I don't really need to be among people who don't really are in the same path as I am. So this is probably the teaching from today, that I just need to be myself and don't really worry too much about others. As always, I had this feeling people were like calling for me if there were some issues, and I was really like this people pleaser. Yes, yes, I will do it for you. No worry, I will find your balance. And eventually, I realized that I was doing not enough for myself because of this. It cost me lots of time, which, but I don't really think that time was wasted. I now I see that it needed to happen for me, that I needed to go through this. You said this when you talked with Nina, so we needed to experience this to level up. Yeah, and this is what is actually now is happening. I'm now, I think I reached this point that I'm deciding for myself, but still I feel pressure. Maybe this pressure will never go away, but this pressure prevents me also from this having my peace of mind. And hopefully I will eventually find a solution for that I can be more present or more focused when I do things. And my percentage for the rest was 54 at the beginning, and now it's 67%. And yeah, I think that's everything what I wanted to say. Quite a long speech, but yeah, I needed to
Get it out.
yeah, throw it out. Yeah,
Cool, Magic. Thanks.
thank you.
That's good. So it sounds like we've all been going through a little bit more challenge recently. So that's good. So it's a good call to reconnect to. Yeah, because it always reminds me, actually, it's like whenever things are getting on top of us, you know, like our lives, work or relationships and different things, it's like it reminds me when I can reconnect to the soul again. It's like, so I can let everything else go. I'm back home again. So we often get distracted, you know, taken out of our connection with our soul, with everything that's going on in our lives. So it's really nice to just keep connecting, keep on making sure we're connected. to this kind of soul energy. But that's lovely. So that's nice. So well done, everyone, today. That was cool. Nice. So the next two cards will still be connected to the soul. So we're working on a lot of this soul energy. We're going to be going next week into more the internal part of the soul. So more our body organs, our, you know, in here. And this is also connected to gratitude. So if you're interested in gratitude, that is the one next week, is like the gratitude ability. There's a real skill in developing the skill of this ability of being able to be grateful. Like, yeah, this is amazing, gratitude, because it feeds us. And then the week after will be the final one of this family, which is external. So it's the external soul, which I've talked about today, our soul that lives outside of our body. And that one develops another skill, which is appreciation. So gratitude and appreciation are different in Frido. They're similar but different. They're kind of like brother and sister. But together, they create abundance. The two of those cards. So these cards, all these soul card families are about abundance, because that's what it is. When we connect to the soul, we're abundant. Everything, just energy comes into us. Everything becomes abundant. We have unconditional love for everything. Everything kind of just works together perfectly. It's really nice with ease. So this family is a really lovely family. It also develops our psychic abilities, our intuitive abilities, our third eye. So this family is all about the third eye, opening our intuition. So we can really develop this ability as well of our intuition. You know, should we go that way? Should we walk this way? You know, all kinds of things. The intuition is incredibly powerful because it connects us to our truth. So that's a really important one, to really be able to realize what the truth is for us in every moment. Because when we really know the truth really breaks us free. You know, it really breaks everything free just by really recognizing the truth in everything, in every moment. And to be able to communicate that as well, not just kind of know something, but not communicate it, be able to communicate it. Like if you love somebody, you can tell them. You know, if you hate someone, you can tell them, but all unconditional. You know, it's so lovely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Hate someone. Yeah. Yeah, unconditional hate. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's beautiful to be able to like love somebody. For me, it's like I always pick Maddie, my Maddie, because she's the rebel. She's she was always the difficult one, my kids, but she's the great example of we love and hate each other. You know, I mean, she would never say she hates me now, but she used to sometimes, but it didn't matter because we both had this love and hate understanding. It was unconditional. It didn't matter. We didn't care. Like, it didn't make any difference to our relationship. There was such a deep connection. It was irrelevant that whether we hated each other one day or whatever, she wished I was dead another day, or she loved me another day. It kind of went beyond, you know, this expression of what is love or hate. Unconditional, it doesn't matter. It's like it all goes out the window. It's all the same. There's no conditions placed on it. It's a love that goes beyond words, beyond action. It's lovely. You know, my mum used to like be crazy. She'd go, "You can't, like, Maddie can't say that to you." I said, I couldn't care less. I love it. I actually enjoyed it. I used to enjoy her being like that because it was an amazing feeling that she could be like that. And we've got this kind of love so strong that you can be like that to each other and it doesn't matter. Now, imagine in your relationship, you say, "I hate you," or, you know, it creates all problems. It's like, but in unconditional love, it doesn't.
Yeah, and with the child, it's unconditional love. Yeah, I had with my daughter lately also a similar experience. She was screaming at me and telling that her mom is different, and and I didn't. She was like really upset. It was about using the computer. She was using for quite a long time, and I just said to her that what about the break and so on. Eventually, she took the break, but she went very upset of this and was like discussing with me. And eventually, she threw at me those words, like hating words, and I didn't answer. I just went to the kitchen. I was preparing the food, actually dinner at this moment. And she took the phone and tried to reach her mom. But I have like an issue with my phone that people can't really hear me on the phone. Something is broken. So eventually my ex contacted me. What's happened on Telegram? What's happened? You tried to reach me and so on. And I asked Ariana if she was trying to contact her mom. She said yes. And do you want to speak with your mom? She said yes, but in private. And I said okay. So I left her. I went. I didn't really listen. I didn't listen what she was talking about. And then later, her mom told me what the issue was. That eventually my daughter felt bad that she threw at me all those bad words, and she didn't felt comfortable now. So her mom told me that, and I went to Ariana and I said, Ariana, I was actually thinking in this moment what Gary will do, because you told about those story with your kids. And I went to Ariana and said, Ariana, don't worry, you know, I love you and I will always love you. I'm not really so easy upset by words, so you don't need to worry about this. You can call me names. I'm actually fine with that. And she was really like she didn't knew what to say, but she just cuddled me and said sorry. And I said, even you don't need to say sorry. For me, it's enough if you will give me a kiss, and it's okay. Just I'm fine with that. And it was completely different level. Instead of me reacting because she was throwing at me these words, I could behave, I don't know, like, oh, your mom is like that or whatever, you know, but I didn't. It was really like a really good conversation, so to say.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Unconditional love.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
it was really nice that she could tell me what she thinks about me and I didn't stop her, you know.
Yeah, it's like me and Nadine. Nadine's always being mean to me. She hits me a lot. She, you know, goes beyond that. It doesn't matter. I know she loves me. She can't do anything to make me think otherwise. I used to say to Maddie that it doesn't matter what you say to me. I know you love me. So you say whatever you like. It's because I know the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite lovely, isn't it? But it's funny because
I like this feeling that when people, friends or in relationship, they're actually like fighting each other, but they know that this is just like a fight. Nothing will happen. No one will overreact. This is just like a conversation in a little bit different way. Maybe you're using some bad words, but no one is getting, you know, like, oh, you are a
no,
bad
that's
person.
right. Yeah, me and Nadine do that sometimes. We'll just be a bit arguing or aggressive, but like you say, we're very conscious of it, and it's okay. We know we're being a bit angry with each other or annoyed with each other or something, but it's not getting stuck on it, is it? It's not getting lost in that or stuck on that. So that's nice. Yeah, nice, lovely. He's a good dad, Mina, isn't he? Nice daddy.
Yes.
Yeah, Mina needs a nice man who's lovely to her children, like that as well. That's lovely. She'll find.
Yeah, I love children and they love me. Actually, I have no problem being around kids. They like me. And
that's nice. Beautiful. Okay, guys. So well done. So we're off to Mexico on Tuesday. So we will do the thing next Friday as well. It'd be 9 o'clock in the morning for us next week, which will be 3 o'clock for you guys. No, 10 o'clock for Magic. 3 o'clock for Mina, 9 o'clock in the morning for us. So
Okay.
we're on very weird time scales. Yeah, when
Yeah.
I'm 9 o'clock in the morning, Mina would be
Okay.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, Magic would be 10 o'clock at night. So
Oh.
it's a crazy one. So listen, have a great week.
You too.
Do the work,
Have a
keep
safe
on seeing what
journey.
happens.
Enjoy your time.
Yeah,
and
stay in
fly.
touch. You should always know if
Yeah.
you've got any issues, always reach out. So that's important. Remember that support. We did the support card today, so it's so important to get that support. It can make a whole difference when we're feeling a little bit of support in our lives. So nice. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
we'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
Have a good, yeah, thank you. Bye.
Say?
No, just yeah, thanks Magic for sharing that. That's really nice. I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
Mina,
Bye.
it's nice to see you.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.